Good morning, Southern Baptists. I'm Ben Mandrell, president of Lifeway. It's an honor to be here with our executive team and one of our board officers. Elton Trueblood said, "A man has at least a start on discovering the meaning of human life when he plants shade trees under which he knows full well he will never sit." And today I want to focus on what Lifeway is doing to reach kids for Christ, because I'm so excited about some of the things that are going on. I want to show you a picture. This is a picture of me and my 4 kids standing in front of the little church that's responsible for my salvation and discipleship. I took them on a field trip there to see the stairs that I would climb as a kid to go to VBS. And how much VBS impacted my life, I cannot describe to you. And as I speak, this year's VBS theme, Twists and Turns, is wildly successful. Sales are way up this year, even over last year, and we can't wait to see how many kids are impacted. Last year, we had more than 2.2 million kids enrolled and over 60,000 professions of faith in Jesus. So we love VBS. Thank you for doing it. Statistics continue to show that the churches who do VBS and take it seriously have more baptisms than the others. So if you want to raise baptisms, do VBS. And while I'm talking about that, I want to make a confession here. When I was a pastor for the first 12 years in West Tennessee, I supported kids ministry, but from a distance. I was involved, but more of a chaperone than involved. And then we moved to Denver to plant a church, and my wife stepped up as the children's director. And as you can imagine, all of a sudden, children's ministry became more important to me. Urgency level rised in my house about kids ministry. And every year we would do VBS, or kids camp, and she would say to me, "Get your head out of your sermon and get out here and help." And so I would go out there and I would sit with her, and we would register families, and we would meet the actual people that attend our church. Imagine that. And we had such a great time greeting people. She made me be a skit character and put on silly clothes with the other staff members and think about my intro music and my funny lines. And we made it a point that if we were going to reach families, we had to reach kids. And she taught me, Lindley taught me, that when you reach a kid, you reach a family. And that's my story. And that's so many people's stories. And what I've learned in traveling around the country as Lifeway's president is that more and more student pastors, more and more kids ministers are telling me this behind the scenes. If only our senior leaders would invest in kids ministry, if they would understand that if we can reach kids, we can reach families. And so we got to get senior pastors out of their offices and into skit clothes as soon as possible so that we can really show the community that we care about the kids. So building resources that reach kids has become one of the top priorities at Lifeway. And I get to work alongside the most wildly creative people who are building products to help churches reach kids. And I want you to meet 4 of them on this video. Check it out.
Lifeway is a really special place, and it's given me a unique opportunity to serve God with gifts that He's given me. I lead the kids ministry team to create trustworthy resources that fuel kids ministry.
I get to write content for teenagers to allow them to see Jesus more.
I am just so excited to think about our kids ministers and what their needs are.
Before Lifeway, I had studied neuroscience pre-med, but through a lot of twists and turns, and going to seminary, surprisingly, now I get to be here.
I gave my life to Christ when I watched a video of a man that sat in front of the camera and he gave his testimony and was honest and real, and now I feel called to making all sorts of media to better the kingdom.
Joy is a really core value of mine in life and work, and it's why I've always gravitated towards designing for kids. So when I got this job, I was just so excited. It's a perfect fit.
Nothing is more exciting to me than being able to see kids come to know Christ. And the fact that we get to create content in the form of curriculum and experiences and events that show Jesus to kids is the most important thing I could imagine giving my life to. And so the fact that the work that I do day in and day out makes me passionate to get up and to do this every day.
I'm grateful for a space like Lifeway that has just allowed me to be more of the person that God has created me to be.
This job is a passion for me because I knew that I wanted to create content that helped people meet Jesus, and Lifeway has given me this opportunity to create media for churches all over the world.
Every church needs a partner they can trust, that's true to God's word. And I really feel like I get to be by the side of our kids ministers to help them be able to make decisions that best suit the needs of their ministries.
Lifeway is the one place that lets me bring together my passions for business and for ministry in a way that it can be amplified for the sake of the kingdom like no other place.
Pray for Lifeway in 2 ways as I close. Number one, we are wildly short on staff for summer camps, primarily in males. We cannot find strong, young, male spiritual leaders like we used to. In fact, at one camp location, Centra Kid, we have 17 staff members, 15 are females. Without strong, young women leading, we would be in big trouble at Lifeways. Let me just say that. And help us to pray and find good, strong men, because boys and girls need role models in both categories. Second of all, I want to ask you to pray for us as we launch a reaching resource. So we have primarily served teaching and reaching churches, and let me make this distinction very quickly. Your church probably has either a teaching or reaching orientation. What that means is your senior pastor has a passion for one or the other. That doesn't mean that reaching churches don't teach and teaching churches don't reach, but you tend to lean one way or the other. Lifeway has best served in the past the teaching churches. Well, we are about to unroll a resource for a weekly experience for those who are in the reaching orientation, and I'm very proud of it. It's called Hi-Fi, built around 12 simple truths that teach kids who they are because of who God is. Based on solid Lifeway research, we know that this is needed in churches, and it's not just a fourth line of curriculum, it's a first of its kind curriculum for us. Kids know who the world says that they should be, but they need to know who God says that they are. And so we're excited about this new curriculum, and the feedback from the churches has been amazing. And so stop by the booth, stop by our store. We have a booth there to tell you more about Hi-Fi if your church would be interested in trying it out. And we're so grateful to continue to serve Southern Baptists. Thank you for all that you do for us. This concludes my report.
Microphone 3A, do you have a question? Please state your name, your church, and your question.
I'm Jamie Leatherman. I'm a pastor in Martinsburg, West Virginia with the Church of Martinsburg. My question is, when is Lifeway going to plan, or do they have a plan to stop publishing weak and fluffy books and other material?
Okay.
I really wish you guys knew what it was like to be up here and take questions. I mean that. I represent 700 people who work 80 hours a week on the stuff that they make. And you don't have to buy that stuff. We have incredible resources. I'm sorry. If you only knew how hard the people that work for me work, you would not ask that question. Now, there are a variety of needs in the church, and everybody's got a different cup of tea. And I think we could find you a cup of tea if you would stop by the store, and I'd love to meet you and introduce you to the people who make all that material.
Microphone 3B, please state your name, your church, and your question.
Wayne Yeager. I am the messenger from Bethany Baptist Church in Liberty Township, Ohio. My son Anakin is autistic. He's one of 44 children in America that's autistic. My church is 75 or less, which is the average size of the churches in America. I need help having autism inclusion in our curriculums and our resources. So as a dad, I can reach my son for Christ, and as a pastor, I can reach him and other kids for Christ. So maybe it's a question, maybe it's a challenge, but I just would love to see more autism and special needs inclusions in curriculum, resources, and books, please.
Yes, I love it. Proverbs 16 says that a man's gift makes room for him. He will stand before kings. In Old Testament times, when people went to a house, they brought a gift because it showed respect. And if you show respect, doors open for people who show respect. If you will come to the Lifeway store, one of our top content creators has a child with autism. He's an unbelievable leader. His name's Tyler Quillett. We just had him on our Glass House podcast to talk about autism in the church. Please come and see us at the store today. And I want to introduce you to Tyler, and let's get some ideas going on how we can better serve those families. Thank you.
Microphone 4A, very quickly. State your name, your church, and your question.
My name is Kevin Williams. I am the youth pastor at First Baptist Church, Mena, Arkansas, and also a messenger from there. My question is, why is an entity that is supported by and owned by the Southern Baptist Convention selling Beth Moore books and publishing material that is authored by people serving at churches that, based on yesterday's decisions upholding the executive committee's choices, those churches would no longer be in friendly cooperation with the Southern Baptist Convention? I want to use material made by our entity's publishing arm, but I cannot in good conscience.
Have you read Beth Moore's memoir? No. I would love for you to read her story and sit down with me and have a cup of coffee. Listen, we have a big tent here at Lifeway. We don't agree on who our best authors are, our favorite authors. You have people that you like and dislike. We want to continue to promote all kinds of voices across the channels of Lifeway. And we really do understand that there are certain people that we publish that you're not fans of their material. But everything that we publish is inside the Baptist faith and message. And we want to continue to partner with all kinds of people that we love. And so we're going to continue to support all kinds of people as we publish material.
The time for questions is expired.